Let's get started. Welcome to the Real P&L Trading Show, where I share my real P&L on 4 accounts and share my proprietary safe wheel strategy for free. And I want to test out, make sure the audio is working okay. You guys let me know in the comments. I appreciate that. And be sure to post any questions you might have about, or questions or comments that you might have earlier rather than later. We're on a little bit of a delay, maybe 3 seconds, 5 seconds, something like that. Will says the audio is good. Thank you very much, Will. I appreciate it. All right. Let's talk about the earnings edge. What happened last week with the earnings edge? This is the earnings edge account here. You can see JPM. That's what I traded last week. Made $1,125. My net lick is 12,155. See how that works out in the spreadsheet. 12,155. 12,155. What's SPY trading? SPY, I'm looking at the bottom there, left 550, 56. 550.56. Market's down minus 6% year to date. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, well, now looking at the earnings edge. Since I've done the 3.0 update, that's all been traded in 2025. I got 7 wins, 1 loss. My average win is $999. My average loss is $516. I have an 87% win rate. I don't expect the win rate to continue to be that high. And my account is up 89.92%. I'm up 90% in 2025. That's in 3 months. 90%, up 9%. In 2022, I did 63%. The market was down 19. 2023, I did 17%. The market was up 24. In 2024, I was down 33%, and the market was up 23. And so far in 2025, the earnings edge is up 90%, and the market's down 6%. So for a total of, I'm up 143% since the beginning of 2022. And the S&P 500 is up 23.27% since 2022. So 2022, 23, 24, so 3 years and 3 months, and the market's up 23%. And the earnings edge is up 143% in that time period. Of course, there's more risk, right, with the earnings edge than there is in holding the market. Okay, so that's the earnings edge. Let's talk about the PL5 Pro. PL5 Pro. Okay, I started trading this on July 19, 2024 with 403,907. I ended the year 2024 at 15.99%, and the market was up 6.65. Let's see what's going on so far this year. So I need to get into the account and look at the net liquidation, because that's what's the most important thing about trading. It's not realized gains, or when you don't take into account unrealized losses, I don't think that's a real true picture. Okay, so this is the account. All right, 489,185. Let me put that in there, 489,185. Okay, so up from last week. 489,185. Okay, so good. I'm up from last week. Let's see. So I talked about 2024 and 2025 so far with the PL5 Pro. This is where I have a majority of my liquid net worth in this system. I'm up $20,000 this year. I'm up 4.41%, and the market's down minus 5.97%. So I'm outperforming the market by around 10%. And total, the PL5 Pro, since I started trading it, is up 21.1%, and the market is up 0.29%. Basically, the market is flat, and I'm up over 21% with a PL5 Pro. And my drawdowns are much lower too. Okay, so that's a PL5 Pro. Well, the market's down today, I think. I don't know. Let's go to the PL5. This This one, the goal is to outperform the S&P 500. So it might come down with the S&P 500. You can see in 2024, I did 10.2% starting on July 16th. And in 2024, the S&P did 3.94% since July 16th, 2024. So you can see I outperformed in 2024. Let's look at 2025. I can't show my entire screen here because it'll show my account number, but I've got 32,472, 32,472 in this account, 32,472. Okay, so far this year, the PL5, which is designed to outperform the S&P, is down 1.8% this year, and the S&P is down 5.97%. So overall, the PL5 since July 16, 2024, when I started applying this system the way that I applied it, just designed to outperform the S&P. Since inception, up 8.24%, and the S&P is down minus 2.26% since that July 16, 2024 time. Okay, let's talk about the Safe Wheel. I've been trading this since 2024. The Safe Wheel, let's get into the account. And that would be this account here. And I'm trading LI. Let's see what I'm doing. Oh, let's get the 5752. 5752, that's the that's what's in the account, 5752. So let me put that in. Oh, it's up a little bit from last week, 5752. Okay, so this year, 2025, the Safe Wheel's up 4.96%, and the market's course is down 5.97%. And you can see my 2022 results were outperformed, 2023 underperformed, 2024 underperformed. And overall, since the beginning of 2022, the Safe Wheel's up 15.04%. And it looks like the market is up 15.92. I have different numbers over here, don't I? Okay, well, I'll fix that later. Let me take a look at this. Yes, so the market's down 5.97 since 2022. Yeah, okay, so overall, since 2022, let's see what the S&P has done. It should be up 23.27, so I'm going to have to fix that. So the S&P is up 23% since 2022, and the Safe Wheel is up 15.04%. The thing is, the Safe Wheel has about 1/2 the drawdown, so it's got less volatility, lower drawdowns. So on a risk-adjusted basis, it's outperforming a little bit. Okay, so that is the Safe Wheel. Let's see what I'm going to trade today, because actually I've been trading the Safe Wheel live. All the trades that I've made in this account are live, except for the little $5 calls that I buy on Fridays. So let's take a look at the account now. It looks like I got assigned. I got assigned 100 shares. I sold a put last week and got assigned at the $26 strike. So I own 100 shares at $26. Interesting. All right. So let's take a look at the hedges. First of all, I want to ask 3 questions about these hedges. And the 3 questions are, my quantity is 3. So I want to make sure that I am under 100 days, okay, which I am. I want to see if this put hedge is paid off. In other words, do I own 200 shares and has it paid off? But I don't own 200 shares, so I don't have to ask about if it's paid off or not. And then the third thing is this strike, the $22 put strike, is it within 70% of 25? I already know that it is. I don't need to run that calculation. 22 is within 70% of 25.16. So I don't need to do anything with this. Now I have my long call at $29.50. I bought that for 5 cents, just to make sure that I can hedge my hedge. You can notice that the market is down, or LI is down, but my long calls actually went up in value. That's because the volatility is increasing. So the Vega is being applied here and inflating the prices of the calls and puts on LI and everything else in the market. I think the VIX might be up see, is the VIX up today? The VIX is up to 2372. Yeah. Okay. So what do I need to do here? I don't need to do anything with my hedges. I do own 100 shares. My goal is to sell a covered call at the 26 strike or higher. Let's see if I can do that. And I want to do it in the nearest expiration cycle. And I want to get at least 25 or 26 cents for it. So we're looking at the call. I can get at the 26.50 strike, I can get around 26, 25, 26 cents or better for it. So I'm going to sell one call at the 26.50 strike. Okay. Looks like the mid price is 26. 26.50 call. No I. That filled right away. Okay, so now I've made my trade for the week, basically, because I don't really come in and look at this until next week. So I wrote a covered call. Now let's see if I might get called away, and I'll make an extra 50 bucks if I get called away because I sold out of the money. So I'm always collecting ABC, always be collecting premium. So I collected some more premium, another $26. And if the market continues to go down, that's fine. I'm hedged. My hedge is already, is up. So this is here to protect me. So I'm not running that traditional wheel where you get stuck and you're just holding on and your unrealized losses last forever. I like, if I have unrealized losses, I want them to last as short of time period as possible. And if you're running the wheel strategy, you're going to have unrealized losses for long time periods. I mean, it could be years. Okay, so let's see. I got all that taken care of. Let's go to the next item. Let's see if there's any questions or comments. Shovel says he's first, and he actually was first. And Will says the audio was good. Will says like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I appreciate that, Will. Sometimes I forget to say that. I'm not really a big promoter type guy. I'm more of a systematic trader. I'm more of a trader that has a YouTube channel. I'm not a promoter that tries to be a trader. That's kind of the difference between me and a lot of them out there. Shovel says he's first again. Shovel says, wow, the earnings edge is on fire. It definitely is, up 90% in 3 months. That's definitely on fire. And it's the new version. So I haven't seen the new version not work yet. It works in back tests and it works in forward tests so far. Will says the auto tariffs are making things volatile. Okay, I don't pay too much attention to the news, so I'm not really aware of why things are happening. And sometimes I'm not sure that the headline stories that you get are the real reason for the volatility in the market, but probably the tariffs are. I don't know. Show says it's a good time to sell leaps. I don't know. That's more of a directional play, and I don't really take directional plays. Everything I do is systematic and quantitative, and I rely on an edge, the premium seller's edge, and I capitalize on that. This week's safe wheel position looking good and safe. Yes, I agree. Will says another directional question. What are your thoughts on websites like Capital Trades that track political trades without having to marry them, like Pelosi? Any edge there? Being half facetious. I mean, yes, I'm sure that there probably is, since they have insider, as far as I know. I don't know for sure, but I think they have access to inside information and they don't have to abide by the rules. So they can know what's going on before it happens based on some legislation. So they're probably, there might be something there. But I guess you can't really see their holdings except for once every quarter after they already bought in. I don't know that much about that. Will says, have a great week, Carl. Hope you get a spring break to enjoy soon. Yeah, spring break would be nice. And I appreciate that, Will. And I don't see much more comments or questions. I know the market looks like it's down, but you can see that my accounts aren't really down or significantly affected by this downturn. Obviously, uh, no big deal. I don't. The market's down today. I mean, I just realized it when I came in and looked. I'm not directional. I'm not worried about the direction. So that's just the way that I trade and the way that my portfolio is. Okay, in parting, if the P&L is not real, what else are they trying to conceal? All right, we'll be back next week. I appreciate you guys.